My name is Walt Heyer, and I used to be a transgender. In fact, I lived 8 years as a transgender female. The reason I'm no longer a transgender is because I found the truth. And I found out, it took me a long time to discover the truth, but I started my journey of what they call transgenderism at the age of 4 and struggled with my gender identity for most of my life, and eventually got married in my early 20s, had 2 children. I was an executive for an automobile company. I worked on the Apollo space missions as an associate design engineer on cryogenic connectors, and struggled still with my identity until I went to one of those people they call experts in gender identity. In fact, the guy I went to was the guy who authored the original Harry Benjamin International Standards of Care, so he was an expert. And so he diagnosed me with gender identity disorder, or gender dysphoria, and said the cure for your problems that started when you were 4 was hormone therapy and gender reassignment surgery. And so I went through the protocols and spent the 2 years between the time I was first diagnosed wondering if this was going to work. And eventually in April of 1983, I underwent gender reassignment surgery in Trinidad, Colorado. It was a few years after that, about 5 or 6 years after that, I began to study psychology and of addictions at UC Santa Cruz, and began to crack open the books and found out that people who identify as a transgender are actually suffering from a variety of what they call comorbid disorders: schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, body dysmorphic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and many other disorders that the people who are experts, like my doctor was, never pay any attention to. And it's, frankly speaking, from my point of view as a former young child who did this, it's child abuse, and it shouldn't be done.